Hello students, welcome to the biology world. In previous video we discussed about the physiology of our circulatory system. Now we decided that we have started our 11th standards regular syllabus. So in previous we started second chapter, that is biological classification, and somehow we stopped this chapter and start the physiology chapter. But now we start the second chapter, biological classification. So today we discuss about our introductory portion and the revision video of the second chapter, biological classification. So biological classification, in biological classification, organisms have to already differentiate into various type of categories. In first chapter we study that taxonomic categories and all the animals or plants, even all the organisms have differentiated into various type of categories and include its class and phylums, kingdom, etc. So in basis of this taxonomic categories, a biological classification is needed. And first, the Caramus Linnaeus has started the biological classification, and it is divided into organisms into two categories. First is plantae and second one is animalia. In plantae, all plants are included, and animalia, all animals are included. So it is the basic classification. Organisms have divided into plant and animals. So Linnaeus is divided first classification, give the first classification, and it is divided into two kingdom, plant and animals. So it is known as two kingdom classification. Then second scientist Ernest Haeckel is divided the organisms into three kingdom. First new kingdom is Protists. First kingdom is Monera, second one is Plantae, and third one is Animalia. So in Monera, all the prokaryotes are included. All the prokaryotes organisms are included in Monera kingdom. So it is known as three kingdom classification. Now, another scientist, Copeland, is divided into organisms into four kingdoms. First kingdom is new kingdom is Protista, then Monera, Plantae, and Animalia. So the Protista is all the eukaryotic animals, but the eukaryotes are only unicellular organisms are included in Protista. Only unicellular organisms are included in Protista kingdom. Multicellular is included in another kingdom. So it is two kingdom classification. Ernest Haeckel gives three kingdom classification, and Copeland gives the four kingdom classification. Four kingdom classification. And last, R.H. Whitaker give the five kingdom classification. First kingdom is Monera. All the organisms are prokaryotes. Prokaryotes organism. Second kingdom is protista. All the organisms is eukaryotic, unicellular. Third kingdom is fungi. It is saprophytic organisms, depend on decayed organisms, and fourth one is plenty. It is autotrophous organisms, and last one is animalia, and it is heterotrophous. So it is the five kingdom classification which is given by the R.H. Whitaker. Five kingdom classification. It is very much useful classification for nowadays, and this classification is totally differentiate the organisms in its categories, its characteristics, and divided all the organisms in five type of classification. So, two kingdom classification given by Linnaeus, three kingdom classification given by Ernest Haeckel, four kingdom classification given by Copeland, and five kingdom classification given by R.H. Whitaker. Now we discuss about the first kingdom, that is kingdom Monera. The kingdom Monera is all the organisms like bacteria, cyanobacteria, blue-green algae. It is also known as cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria is also known as blue-green algae and mycoplasma. It is the organisms of the kingdom Monera. On the basis of shape, most sole and abundant organisms of Monera is bacteria. Bacteria is the soul of the Monera kingdom. In bacteria, on the basis of shape, it is divided into four types. First is cocci, and it is look like round and circle shape. The second type is Bacillus, and it is rod-like bacteria. Now third type is Spirea. It is look like spiral. And four is Vibrio. It is look like comma shape. So the basis of its shape, bacteria are divided into four main shape: coccus, bacillus, spirea, and vibrio. It is round and circle shape, it is rod-like shape, it is spiral-like shape, and it is comma-like shape. The bacteria occurs in everywhere. No one is placed in world that is bacteria is not occurs. Everywhere where bacteria is occur, it is live in extreme conditions because its cell wall is different. Mostly bacterial cell wall is made up of polysaccharide, but the extreme condition living bacteria have different type of cell wall, and so it is live in conditions like it is live in extreme salty area, and the salty areas bacteria is known as Halophilus. It is also live in extreme wet condition, so it is known as Thermoacidophilus. Halophilus, Thermoacidophilus, and it is also live in marshy areas. So it is known as Methanogens. It is survive extreme condition because its cell wall is differentiate and it is possible to live in very extreme conditions. Methanogens are found in ruminant areas of buffaloes and cows. जितने भी एनिमल्स है जो ग्रास खाते हैं, वो जो ग्रास हर्बीवोरस एनिमल्स है उसके रूमेट में मिथेनोजेंस बैक्टीरिया है वो आसानी से अपीयर्स होते हैं. सो इट इज हेल्पफुल इन बायोगैस प्लांट्स बिकॉज the decay of these buffaloes and cows, the methanogens bacteria are present and this is produce methane gases which is useful in our biogas. So it is a very basic bacteria, and so these bacteria are known as Archaebacteria, and it is ancient bacteria. It is very ancient bacteria. The bacteria are reproduced by, first is fission, that is binary fission. Then second one is spores in unfavorable condition. Unfavorable conditions, bacteria produce spores. So it is spore-like reproduction, and sexual reproduction is also found. So it is the Archaebacteria. Write down the short notes of Archaebacteria. So you have to write these three types of bacteria which is surviving in extreme condition. The Mycoplasma, which is the smallest organisms. Which have the part of the Monera kingdom. So the Mycoplasma is survived without oxygen. It is the specialized character of Mycoplasma, and it is smallest organisms of the cell. It is true bacteria. Eubacteria is true bacteria. In true bacteria, the first example is Cyanobacteria. In Cyanobacteria, chlorophyll pigment is present. Chlorophyll pigment is present, so it is photosynthetic bacteria. It is colonical habitat. It fixes atmosphere nitrogen in specialized cells, and this cell is known as heterocyst. In cyanobacteria, some cyanobacteria have to fix atmosphere nitrogen in specialized cells, and this cell is known as heterocyst. In example, Nostoc and Anabaena. It is two cyanobacteria that is fix atmosphere nitrogen in heterocyst cell. is gelatinous cover is present. So it is true bacteria. Some chemobacteria are also present. Some is parasite bacteria which is depend in another host cell. So the true bacteria is very much, it have rigid cell wall which is made up of mucopolysaccharides. So define the word heterocytes is also asked in 1 mark question. Write down the cyanobacteria is also you have to ask in examination. Cyanobacteria is commonly known as blue green algae. Now we discuss about the second kingdom, that is Protista kingdom. It includes unicellular animals like dinoflagellates, chrysophytes, slime molds, euglenoids and protozoans. It is the examples of unicellular animals. It is all about microscopic animals live in fresh water as well as sea water. The microscopic animals have, some animals have flagella and cilia are also present. Now first we discuss about the first group of Protista, and that is chrysophytes. The organisms which is included in chrysophytes is diatoms, include diatoms and desmids. In diatoms the cell wall is made up of silica, and the cell wall is overlapping to each other and fixing like shock bones. This is the chrysophytes, and the second cell wall is fixed into its overlapping like this. This is made up of silica, and silica cannot destroy. So the organisms or the animals inside the cell wall, it is destroyed, but the cell wall is made up of silica and silica cannot destroy. So it is left in its habitat. In year to year, the cell wall of the chrysophytes is left in its habitat, and this habitat is known as diatomaceous earth. Define the word diatomaceous earth. The chrysophytes left its cell wall in its habitat, and this is the overlapping, and it is known as diatomaceous earth. It is useful very much useful in filtration of oil and syrup. It is also useful in polishing. So the chrysophytes is very much useful for industries. The Desmids and Adams, it is chief producers of the ocean and in sea. So it is the chrysophytes. Now the second is euglenoids, sand moles and protozoans are discussed in our second video. Students, it is very much important chapter for your 11th standard, and in next Sunday you have to biology test, and in biology test this chapter is included. So very much understand and watch the video and write down your question answers. You have to the chapter to learning, because it is very much useful in 11th standard. So be prepared. All the very best and thank you.